everybody, my name is Savannah, and today we're taking a look at the Jeholopterus. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, our little insect-eating, flying animal here. It's, of course, one of the new feathered animals being added to the feathered species pack in Jurassic World Evolution 2, and I will try to refer to it as an animal because I don't actually know how it's classified. Dinosaur, flying reptile, whatever it is. So if you know, do let me know down in the comment section. I will be completely honest with you. I have done a video on all 4 species, and this is the last one I'm recording, and I am quickly running out of time. So this one may be the quickest, and hopefully I don't miss anything, but that's also why I haven't looked up what the Jeholopterus actually is. So if you could help me out, that would be greatly appreciated. Leave that comment in the comment section down below. Without further ado, we're going to take a look at this little guy with the creepy little gremlin face. I have some of them here to release. These, of course, are the default skins, and then we have some randomized skins. So I'm going to go ahead and let these ones out. Let's take a look at the exit animation. Cool. Starts really far out and then really zooms in on our little friend here. Let's go ahead and pause it. What a creepy face. I'm sorry, but you know, like a face only a mother can love. These guys have huge eyes and big, like, Cheshire cat-esque smiles on them. I mean, look at that. But as far as the design goes, it's pretty cool. This guy is absolutely tiny with this little pom-pom tail. Very cool. And they have a really cool pattern. You can see with the wings completely stretched out like that. I know they're not completely in the sun. There we go. Wings stretched out like this have a pretty cool pattern. Again, I actually have no idea what they're supposed to look like based on realistic versions of these guys, but I don't have too many bad things to say, but I'm also not the worst or the harshest critic when it comes to these animal designs because I am not necessarily picky. I love the little detail of the claws and the hands, and then the texture on here is really cool, how small these tiny little feathers are. Now, I was commenting on this as well with the Sino, where the feathers are so tiny and so dense that they almost look like fur. Like, this almost reminds me of a bat. Now, you guys may correct me, maybe it is, maybe it's one of the ancestors of bats, but that's kind of what it looks like, this tiny little guy, because my mind thinks this is fur. I know it's feathered, I know he's completely feathered, but the fact that it's tiny and he looks so fuzzy. He's cute in his own little way, I guess. Let's let out the random, oh, not you. Let's let out the random coloration. Those guys are quite muted, but they do have some brighter colors. So let's take a look at that. We got that same animation where it starts really far out and then zooms in. I feel like that really emphasizes how small, almost like the cameraman is like, okay, I'm ready for the animal to come out, and then, oh crap, it's tiny and they have to zoom in so that they can see it. So I think it's done in a creative way. It does kind of emphasize how small these actually are. So this one, if you could pause in the sun, please, is a cool pattern. It's a lot darker. Let's see what else we got over here. You are a normal one. We got a bright, like, maroony purple color. That's pretty cool with these, like, yellow on the little, I want to call them horns, but I think they're supposed to be feathers. Yeah, I think they're supposed to be feathers. I like the detail on the face, too. You can see where almost like the face right here does not have any feathers around the mouth. You can see little bits of scale and whatnot, and the scaling detail on the mouth, the lips, is actually really cool. Yeah, I think these are more supposed to be feathers, kind of like on great horned owls, they have those feathers that stick up. I'm thinking that's kind of more what those are supposed to be like. The pattern looks to be the same on pretty much all of them, just different colorations of like the outline colors and things like that. Can you get in the sun? That would be greatly helpful. That's pretty cool with the white and the gray. This one looks kind of like a grumpy old man. I just can't with the like huge smile. Something this just looks really derpy. Is that bad to say? It looks like such a derpy little animal. I mean, like I said, I guess a face only a mother could love. I am a fan, don't get me wrong, but sometimes you're a fan because of how silly they look, right? That's a thing. So yeah, so there we go. There is the exit animations for these guys. I'm pretty sure there is only the 2, but yeah, there we go. Now, these guys are, of course, our first insectivore. So this is the new insect feeder. You can see little moths and bugs kind of jumping out of the grate here. These guys, the Jeholopterus, will come over here and sit on the side here and then kind of swoop in and grab some bugs. So hopefully, as I'm sitting here, we get some takers. They're all over there, and I just put this down, so hopefully they're hungry. It looks like this one might be coming over, but it's actually a cool animation. They are unfortunately so small that it is a little difficult to get like close enough to them to see what's actually happening. So I'll sit here, you guys can watch them eat for a little bit, and then I'll try to get more of a slow-mo close-up view for you. Their little noises are actually quite cute. I don't know if you caught it or not, but as they kind of fly, sometimes they do this little animation where they reach out with their feet to try to catch the bug, and then they end up catching it in their mouth, of course. But then they make these little like chirping, squeaking noises. It's actually quite cute as they're flying around. There you go. He tried to use his little feet to get that bug. So it's quite interesting. I actually really like the animations that they gave these little ones, and with the insect feeder, it's pretty cool. These little guys are actually pretty hard to capture because they're so small and you can't really zoom in all that well. But we just got a little like grooming, itching itself animation. Hopefully he'll do it again. If not, I'll replay it. But lifting up that left arm and kind of scratching underneath it. There we go. And then using his arm to itch his little head as well. Very, very cute. Oh, there we go. A third time. He says, you wanted to see it? Here you go. See it again. So yeah. And a little ambient animation there. There you go. They take little naps on the ground. Basically just lay flat like little pancakes, close their eyes, and take a snooze. And I always almost forget to look at every single animal in the hatchery and take a look at their stats. But here we are. You can see 71 is the appeal. So comparative to everybody else, it's quite low. Well, maybe not. That's 67 and 71. So just about the same there. 125, 129. Definitely nowhere near the Quetzalcoatlus. But yeah, so the lowest, second to lowest appeal of any of our flyers here. But if you look on the right-hand side, you can see their needs. They are our insect eater, open space, sand, water. They don't have any liked species, but they hate the Doctor Who hybrids. And then last on here, base attributes you can see down the side, and they cost $85,000 as it stands right there. So one thing I noticed while actually following these guys around and waiting for some animations to show up is they don't actually have a water need. So they have stamina, obviously, they have food, but there is no water. So although they do require water in their exhibit, I don't actually think these guys have a drinking animation because there is no meter on their needs that goes down as they get thirsty. So I found that interesting. I was kind of waiting around, waiting for one of these guys to land on the edge of the water, and after like 20 minutes or so, nobody was landing on the water, and so that's what prompted me to then look at this. And so yeah, I think these guys don't drink, although they need water. They don't actually drink it. I went ahead and threw in one of the brand new domed viewing galleries that came in update 6, and these guys do in fact land on it. So you can actually see they will interact with the bar around the outside edge as well as this bar up top here. Unfortunately, although they land on it, there are no, at least not that I've found, interesting animations or interactions or anything like that having to do with the domed viewing gallery. I can't really get that close to these guys. There we go. They only do like the wing scratching. It glitches out when I try to get close. They're so small that viewing them is such a problem. But they only do their little wing scratching, face scratching animation that they do landing on everything else. There is no special animation for landing on the edge of the gallery, but as soon as I put it down, they do land on here quite often. I do like that they're facing the people, although these people seem to could care less about the fact that there's an adorable little dinosaur behind them, flying reptile, excuse me, or animal, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so yeah, do use the domed viewing gallery. Do not have a special animation for it. And actually, for as long as I've been watching these little ones fly around, I have not seen them interact with each other whatsoever. So I don't think I'll go as far as to say that it's out of the realm of possibility and it absolutely does not happen. However, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I don't have too much time to get this video done, recorded, and scheduled, and so I've kind of come to my cap on waiting for them to do something with one another. So I will say tentatively that they don't interact with one another. However, please take that with a grain of salt. I could be wrong, but I have not seen them do any sort of social interactions or anything like that, which is a bummer because I was thinking it would be very cool if they got something where they just interacted with one another at all. I am, however, going to release some of their predators and just see what happens. So let's go ahead and test that out. Okay, well, while I'm waiting for something interesting to happen, I just want to comment on the size difference between the Pteranodon here and the little tiny guy over here. These guys I knew were small, obviously, but when I put them in the exhibit comparative to the Pteranodon, my goodness, they're tiny. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to waiting for something to happen. So our Pteranodon here is choosing to kill every other flyer in this aviary other than our little Jeholopterus. So I'm going to assume that means, yep, see, there you go. Another kill. I'm going to assume that means that they leave them alone. Now, I didn't test every single other flyer, but between these guys and the Dimorphodon, nothing seems to bother them. So I did go through the hatchery and look at likes and dislikes, and it actually looks like the Jeholopterus, God, that's hard to say, is not anybody's like or dislike, really. There's not a single other flyer has any opinion on them one way or another. So, you know, I think they're kind of just like ambient animals in your aviary. You can kind of throw them in with everything. Again, I'm going to say tentatively, not having tested every single different option, but at least between the Dimorphodon and the Pteranodon, right? Pteranodon? Nothing seemed to happen. So, yeah, there you go. Well, there you go. There's our little Jeholopterus. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. I was a little let down by the lack of animations we got for these little dudes, but pretty cool that they are our first Insectivore with the new insect feeder, so I guess that is pretty cool in and of itself. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and if you've watched all the other species showcase videos that I released on the channel, let me know who your favorite is. Who was your favorite new feathered species dinosaur added to the feathered species pack? If, of course, you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like and hit the subscribe button, all the fun YouTube-y stuff. Let me know that you liked and appreciated the video. You can follow me on all my other social media accounts. Links are down in the description below. And until next time, I will talk at you guys in the next one. Bye!